where gaming isn't just a hobby, but a lifestyle. Pavan's passion for gaming and his belief in its power to unite and inspire drove us to create MuPlay.gg, a platform that redefines how we experience gaming, blending skill with companionship and turning every match into an unforgettable adventure. Before we begin, let's take a moment of 1 minute silent prayer for Pavan. Without his vision, MuPlay wouldn't exist. His dream lives on through each one of us, and today we honor his legacy. Everyone may please rise up. Thank you. Welcome to the grand launch of MuPlay.gg, where gaming meets glory and fun reigns supreme. Today, we are excited to unveil MuPlay.gg, your new virtual hub with 4 dynamic verticals: game development, gamers, esports, and game publishers. Each designed to cater to every facet of the gaming universe. Today is a day dedicated to all the gamers, developers, and the tech enthusiasts out there. We are here to explore new horizons in the gaming world, and we couldn't be more thrilled to have you in with us. To kick things off, let me introduce you to the stars of today's show, MuPlay, our own gaming community. This initiative aims to foster growth, collaboration, and innovation in the gaming and tech industry. MuPlay.gg isn't just another platform. It's a place where game developers unleash their creativity and gamers find their digital heaven, and enthusiasts come together to celebrate the spirit of gaming. We are incredibly proud to have some amazing partners who have also supported us in making this dream a big reality. A huge shout out to Crafton for providing invaluable support and resources to our upcoming gaming initiatives. Bands and studios for their collaboration in game development and creative contribution. All Kerala Esports Federation for their role in fostering the esports community. Norian Games for their expertise and partnership in game development. I request a huge round of applause because without these partners, MuPlay wouldn't be a reality. Tilt Labs for their technological innovation and development support. TiltU for their educational programs and training initiative. GTech MuLearn for their dedication to learning and development in the tech space. Kerala Startup Mission for their support in nurturing the startup ecosystem. Make My Pass for their contributions in our event management and logistics. And lastly, Animation Express, our media partner, for helping us share our passion for gaming with the world. A huge round of applause for all our partners. Your collaboration and support with us has been invaluable. From its inception, MuPlay.gg has always begun to make waves, bringing together gamers from diverse backgrounds and uniting them under one digital roof. It's not just about leveling up in game, it's about leveling up as a community, supporting each other's triumphs and learning from every defeat. Today marks the beginning of an exciting journey with MuPlay.gg. Together, let's embrace the thrill of competition, the joy of connection, and the boundless possibilities that gaming brings to our lives. Thank you all for joining on this epic launch day of MuPlay.gg. Let's hit start and game on. To officially kick off today's event, please join with me in welcoming our first speaker, the Chief Executive Officer of Tilt Labs, who will give us an exciting introduction to MuPlay and some surprises. Sir, please.
Hi, fellow gamers and enthusiastic. Hi. Great to have you here. Thank you for being here. And we are all here because of the word called gamifications, right? We do the gamification every day in our life, various things, and that make us, play games or maybe write exams and be in the leaderboards or mark list, etc., etc. And thank you, Deepu, for a wonderful opportunity to bring this gaming community under this MuPlay. And the MuLearn and the MuPlay is the right space at the right spot, because Kerala government also having incentives and other things on terms of ABGC XR policies. And thank you guys for being here. And first of all, let me share you a couple of things that, see, we ideated this MuPlay 1.5 months back. And in last 15 days to 20 days, we've been working day and night for all the volunteers and leaders, especially Jaden, who coordinate everything activity when I am abroad. Thank you, Jaden, for extremely well done. And there is one good thing happening is that is the power of MuLearn community. Yesterday morning, they started developing our website. Yesterday night, night 12 o'clock or 4 o'clock, it's done. And it's live now. So that is the power of the creative. That's what they collaboratively done the things. And thank you, Nidhi, accepting this. We are a very small community, only 2,000 people around. We are expecting more. In last 1.5 months, in the WhatsApp groups are bombarded with all of messages and everything. A lot of people want to join. We are trying to aggregate everything together, and we are trying to become, in order in next couple of months to make this happen. And it's all because of the, vision and, support from the industry as well. Thank you, Jobin, Mukesh, and the organization committee called PSYC to bring their expertise into the table and thing. And also, the community is not only for developers or gamers, it's also for the new and emerging field called esports. And when I spoke about this with Akhil, he came up with a lot of ideas and he started showing enthusiasm of creating events under this. So thank you, AKEF, for being part of this and all the esports-based ideas. And not but least, the support from Startup Mission and the space, venue, and all things. They have done a very fantastic job. Thank you, Startup Mission, for doing this. See, the community, we share knowledges, we share skills, we help them to market, we mentor them, we help them to go to international events, a lot of things. We share knowledges. When I start 10 years before, as a gamer and a game development company, it's very hard to get into a publishing ecosystem, and we don't know the skills or we don't know the terms and techniques. So it's very important to bring that ecosystem also into the table so that our new generation could understand how to develop the game, how to develop the game art, how to build and publish, also how to play well. These are the main concepts we have to focus on MuPlay. For this, we need to conduct different build your own self games and hackathon, jam and everything in different colleges, schools. So I request form MuPlay game dev community in your schools, colleges and companies so that we can collaboratively do wonderful things across that. Apart from that, we also wanted to announce a very big event every year, and the name, I want some our great people have to share the event. We will announce it, it's a secret. Okay, and I know everybody know the name now, but let it be a secret for some more time. But that event, we want to target mentors from globally, come down to our state and talk about how we can take our Kerala ecosystem or culture, art. We have a lot of stories to tell in gamified way, right? There are a lot of movies are coming out, but what about the games? We can create stories using games, and we can create our Kalripite or all the Vadakkan part on all things into the gaming ecosystem. Who want to create such kind of games? So let's build games around all these Kerala-based stories and start, publishing to the world. So for that, we need a solid event. So we wanted to do that every year continuously. We have to bring international speakers. Also, we want to nurture the young talent in esports. So we want to teach them how to play well, how to keep up with the time. So we need that kind of ecosystem to be done in Kerala as well. So that event is very important. So we going to announce a flagship event in Kerala, and that's going to happen every year. We need your support and things. And thank you all. This is just starting and just going to begin. We need all your support. All the very best. Over to you.
Now, I would like to take this opportunity to invite every one of our guests on stage for the final reveal of the surprises we have in for you. Please. On stage, the guests, everyone.
You can call.
Okay. I'll invite them. Yes, please. First, we begin with the video launch. I request Jobin from Norian Games for the video launch. Sir, please.
your friends in front of this machine. The stories, the fun, and all the memories you had together. But somewhere along the way, you lost them. The fun, the memories, the tribe.
Remember the time you paid your first video game?
First ever video game.
Video game?
Red Dead Redemption.
Remember the time when you were destroying your friends in front of
That
this
was
machine?
inspiring. Thank you, sir. Now, I request Nidhi Gulati from Crafton for launching the website. Ma'am, please.
The store.
Less than 15, actually. Let this website mark the beginning of this huge club. Ma'am, thank you. Now, allow me to invite Nikhil Chandran from Tilt Labs for a surprise launch of an event. Sir, please. I also request our esteemed Deepu Chandran to accompany him for the launch. That's a surprise, actually.
So the surprise is not the name of the event. It's called simulate.gg, and this is going to be a flagship event happening every year to bring games developers, esports, and enthusiasts to come and play, develop, and publish their own games. And they meet international audience and all the speakers to be part of it.
Okay. So, actually, on Pavan's demise, that is, we decided like we plan launching a esports community here, and it is not just about gaming; it is also about game development. And initially, this year we will have the esports championship in most of the popular games. But next year, we have decided that we will help the team develop a game that will be used for our esports in the coming year, simulate.gg. Yeah. So that's the plan. Thank you.
Thank you, sirs. Next, I'd like to invite Deepu Esnad, the director of GTech MuLearn and the managing director of FIRE. He will continue the introduction by diving into MuLearn's esports and game development initiatives. Let's please welcome Mr. Deepu Esnad.
It has been 3 days that I have been here, and I have a sore throat right now. Yep. So, so it's a great pleasure to be here and launch of a great community for gamers. So normally we say like, there are certain myths that we normally talk about gamers, right? People believe that gamers are antisocial. Gamers actually waste their time, and gamers do not have a career, and they actually spoil their career. How many of you believe that that is right? Does anyone believe that gaming is waste of time? Gamers are antisocial? Yes? Okay. Just I want to tell you, like, the world in which we are living, it is no more the place of memorization, right? Rote memorization and fixed intelligence. That is, learning a lot of things, memorizing things, and writing the examination. It is mostly about something called fluid intelligence. Fluid intelligence is something that we have to nurture to face the future. Because the demand is in which the fast learners and quick adapters are the one who is going to excel. And gaming is one thing that helps you build your muscles on fluid intelligence, because you are always put into situations where you have to critically think, strategize, and adapt to the situations, have resilience towards failures, because normally in anywhere else when we fail, people actually have a tendency to quit. But as gamers, what happens when you fail? We start again. That perseverance and grit are the one that is must required for a person to be successful in life. And you know that great personalities who have been successful, including Elon Musk, everyone started as gamers, right? So gamers are the one who actually are capable of building collaboration, right? You collaborate, right? You work as a team. You are the one who are capable of getting into flow. Flow is a state where you get immersed in something that you do, right? Ultimate focus. We say like people are not having proper attention span. Do you think like gamers are so? Gamers are the one who are capable of maintaining their attention span with immersion for a longer period of time. All these are the skills that are must required for the future, which we actually do not get in running behind the memorization game. So, gamers actually build the capabilities to collaborate. They get into flow, they perseverance, as well as strategic thinking. Whenever you put into a situation, you learn things faster and adapt to the situation. So those are the skills that get nurtured during gaming. And we want them to have the opportunities to innovate. So it is not just about gaming. You will be the best ones who can think about game development and be creative on that. So that is what we want to bring in, the combination of gaming, gamification, game development, as well as esports. And game is no more wasting of time, because it is a multi-billion-dollar industry where you can also build a career. There are professional gamers, content creators in gaming, right? And great opportunities ahead, but we are not having mostly knowledge about those opportunities. And that is where our community MuPlay.gg come into place. And Pavan, who actually was very active in MuLearn, he actually built a great team in an arts and science college, Mar Astitius College, Kottayam, has left us, living his dream to build a gaming community. And on his remembrance, we just decided like we will have a gaming community and an esports community here in MuLearn. And today, I'm so happy to tribute it for Pavan's memories. Okay, so we have all our partners here, KEF, Benson Studios, Noreen Games, Tilted You, Animation Express. Actually, they are also coming down to Trivandrum on this Wednesday to have a national coverage on what we are trying to do, establish in Kerala. And the new AVGC XR policy, animation, visual effects, gaming, comics, and extended reality, that also provide us a great opportunity in Kerala to have a strong game development community as well as esports community. And let's work together to nurture that and make it as a great opportunity. Thank you so much. And thank you, all of you, for being here. And let's work together to building Kerala as one of the world's best gaming industry.
Thank you, Dibu Chetan, for helping us realize what gamer means actually, to help us break free from the stigma of being antisocial. Thank you, sir. Next up, we have an insightful session by none other than Nithi Gulati, the program manager at Crafton India Gaming Incubator. Nithi will be sharing with us the vision, mission and the future plans of Crafton India Gaming Incubator and how they are shaping the future of gaming in India. Ma'am, please.
Hi Kerala, how are you? Hi guys, I'm Nidhi. I'm so honored to be here. The hospitality extended towards me has been amazing. Thank you so much for inviting me here today. I'm Nidhi. I'm part of the incubator program that we launched last year in October. It's called the Crafton India Gaming Incubator, and our mission statement is to mentor and foster the gaming ecosystem and the gaming developer ecosystem in India, and that is what we are essentially trying to do now. Me, as a bit of my background, like I have done my master's in game design. I have always been a gamer. I think I started playing games when I was 5. So, and I can safely say that we are all here because either we have, we are gamers or we have passion for game development. So, as a community, what, Kerala is doing is absolutely amazing. And I'm very proud to be here today to talk about how we can help, like Crafton can help foster that ecosystem. So, I mean, after being a game designer and a game producer for the last 7 years in the industry, now I've moved into mentorship so that I can help foster this ecosystem. Crafton India Incubator Program essentially is in crux a mentorship program where we talk about extending eventful and insightful sessions about how game development actually works, and it's a holistic program. It's not only about one part of game development. We also talk about how you should run a business, how startups should be run as a game development program, right? And how do you pitch to investors, because monetization and making money at the end of the day is a mission for a startup, right? You're making games, but you also want to monetize them. So as a program, we take a holistic approach when it comes to mentorship. As part of the benefits, some benefits of the program, we extend some financial support. We also extend some, support regarding some tools that can be utilized by the developers in the community. For example, like we give some AWS credits for people to help set up cloud systems. We extend AppMagic access for competitive analysis. We are also partnering with various different industry people to extend more tools in the upcoming cohorts. Currently, we have started with the first cohort, and we will be launching our second cohort announcements eventually in the upcoming year. So, as part of the program, we want to, see young startups coming in and, pitching games to us so that we can help that ecosystem. Part of our application processes, like this is something that, young startups get very curious about how to apply. We have very recently launched our Crafton.in India website specifically. You can find the application form in the Kigi tab that you can see on the website, and also all the information as to how to apply. Okay, thanks. How to apply, how to, certain benefits are also laid out there, FAQs regarding financial support, and, just the general FAQs are available. On the application process itself, what we look for as a team, we are looking for people who can, who have great vision. They are coming with innovation in terms of game development, and essentially, if we can see a prototype from you guys or a vertical slice, because we also want to see the development capabilities from teams. That is a good to have always, right? A pitch deck in terms of what your vision is, that explains, something a little bit about your game, about your team, why you decided to do this game. So these become part of, the application in general. And if we talk about a little bit of financial support, which is what a lot of teams are usually interested in, because a lot of teams are bootstrapped or are looking to fund their startups and their games. So we extend up to $150,000, up to $150,000, which is recoupable. And when I say recoupable, that eventually when your startup starts making money, we take a bit of the money back slowly. So we don't, and why this is developer friendly is because we as Crafton, we don't take any equity in your company when we are extending that financial support. That becomes a very important part because your startup remains your startup. We don't own any equity. We are essentially extending an advance to you that you can use to develop your games, and eventually when your startup starts making money is when we start recouping it back, right? So that becomes an important and essential part of the program itself, apart from all the development support that we give. Mentorship, when we talk about mentorship, we have an amazing set of panel of mentors from our global teams, Crafton's global teams. We have mentors from our Korea team, we have mentors from our Europe team, we have we are even in fact onboarding more mentors as in when we go and increase our cohort sizes. And a very important part about this program, I think this is a very essence of this program, is this is a virtual program. Right, what it essentially means is that you don't have to migrate into different cities to build a game, right? That in itself is a cost. What we are trying to do and foster is the idea that you can sit at your place, your hometown, build a game, and we will be there to help you, right? We will reach you out through our virtual program and provide you that mentorship at the comfort of your hometown. Right, so that becomes, I think, a very, very important part in fostering the ecosystem, the Indian gaming ecosystem as a whole. Yeah, that's a bit about the program. I'm here all day. Like, I would love to meet startups that are here, people who are interested to know more about it, and we can have a chat outside. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, ma'am, for that insightful session. You see how everything is forming up. Now we are no longer antisocial. We have ways to become much more than that. We have ways to start our own startup. We have ways to make a career in gaming industry. So thanks a lot for the session, ma'am. Moving on to our speaker sessions, we have Mukesh from Bantan Studios, who will be sharing insights about their upcoming gaming studio from Kerala. Mukesh and his team have been doing phenomenal work, and we are eager to learn more about their journey and future plans. Please give a warm welcome to Sir Mukesh, sir. Sir, please.
Morning, everyone. Morning. Right, so thank you for all those kind words, phenomenal work and all. I'm not too sure about that, but yeah, we are trying our bit. But yeah, I mean, if something can keep people coming on a Sunday and meet strangers, I can assuredly say that it's not just a passion, it's more than that. I see emotions attached to it. So glad that we are here on a Sunday morning discussing gaming. I've left my kids, I've not told them that I'm here today. Right, because I might have issues at home, It's not games then, it's war. So having said that, I'm tasked with a small assignment from the MuPlay team to tell about the gaming development ecosystem generally in the state. I'll start with possibly, talking a little bit about ourselves. We are called Bantan Studios. We started 4 years back. And the aspiration is to create an Indian character IP. We call it transmedia, where we have a character and you have a whole lot of properties around it, including gaming, including comics, graphic novels, and someday maybe movies, right? And yeah, that's the character that you see on my t-shirt. Otherwise, why should an ancient person like me wear some colorful shirt on a Sunday? So I'll give you a brief, if we can just run that PPT we have. Sorry. Yeah, I do have a PPT and I have a small video. We wanted to launch something. I mean, we have not done any public announcement of the products that we are building. I thought this is a nice opportunity to do so, and okay, since this is something which happens everywhere, the biggest of the events you will always have some technical glitch of some sort. So just to keep the ball rolling, how many of you are looking at game development, game designing as a career, at least even as a low-key option? How many of you are thinking of that? All right, okay, good. And what are you doing about it? I mean, are you learning, game development or design on your own? Have you enrolled for courses? Have you found a mentor? Have you found an internship? Anything? If you could be louder, if you need a mic. Sorry?
Experimenting.
Experimenting.
Yeah.
How?
YouTube.
YouTube. Okay. Any other answers?
Competing through game jams and self-learning, investing more time on game development
Learning through self-learning
and jams.
and game jams.
Yeah.
Very good. Who else? Yeah, I had few more hands drawn up. What are you doing about it? Or is just, something that we will think about later when serious careers matter? But given an opportunity, how many of you are willing or at least willing to explore gaming as a career? Okay. Right, good. That's good to know. All right, so let me just give you some glimpse. How many of you know how many studios exist in Kerala? How many gaming studios? Random guess. I mean, you don't have to be serious. We are not doing anything serious, but yeah. Any random guess? 10, 5, yeah. A guess. I mean, at least a guess game. 60, 60. Okay. Anyone wants to counter Nikhil? He says 60. 40. Okay. The fun fact is even I'm not aware of it. How many is the numbers? Right? But I'll just give you a brief of few studios that we are aware of, and in his words are doing some phenomenal work indeed, and hopefully, those phenomenal works will be out there to see. So some of the studios, again, this is not illustrative or exhaustive. This does not mean that we have only these men. I personally know that there are more studios, but then we haven't got exactly what they are working on. So of course, Benzen, we will come to it. What we are building, I've already said, and I'll give you a glimpse of what we are building with this character, which is relatable to whatever Nikhil said about, building from India and based on Indian culture. We have another IP which probably could be of interest, especially for those who are budding developers and artists. So Crimson, I'm not too sure. Have you heard about these studio names? Among your 6 and 10. Right. Okay. Yeah. So this was the purpose of me being here. I'm just giving you a glimpse of, there are roughly 30, 40 studios at the bare minimum, in out of which easily, 14, 15 are into product, serious gaming products, and, probably equally numbers in the services and maybe more in the services side of it. So if you are seriously looking at career in game design development, you should be aware about these studios plus a lot more who might come into the MuPlay later. as we grow the community. So Crimson, I have written whatever one-liner I could manage there, what they are building. So if this is of interest, you now know whom to approach and where to go, and which kind of game and what kind of genre appeals to you. Where do you want to be? Right, some of those studios who are into primarily services. So again, it's a matter of appetite. Where do you want to be? You want to build a product. You want to be in a development studio which is coming out with their own IPs and products, or you want to work on different fascinating projects, because each has its own merits, each has its own challenges, each has its own skill sets that are needed. So yes, couple of them, because these are personally known to us. They are also part of the communities that we are trying to build. But there are a lot more studios out there whom we are also trying to reach out and bring them on board into the community. And you should be aware about these communities. MuPlay, obviously we are launching it, and I'm glad that Deepu and Nikhil took this initiative, because gaming is serious, and we needed some serious community to start with here. When we started 4 years back, we never knew how to get the talent, how to get some expertise, how to get the mentoring, as Nidhi was mentioning, where to go for it. And I'm sure most of you who are thinking of a career have similar starting issues. So I guess MuPlay is the right platform where your entry barriers are reduced to a great extent. You have access to people who are in the industry, who have done that before you, who have some way of guiding you in some way or the other, and shape your careers if you're serious about it. Kerala Startup Mission, obviously, because they have been supportive of all kind of startups, and especially now because we have a dedicated government-initiated policy across AVGC XR, as Deepu was mentioning, and gaming is the fastest growing among all those AVGC XRs. So obviously, you guys have hopefully a very, very bright future. And if the state government is serious about it, if the central government is also serious about it, because I'm sure you would have seen the Prime Minister playing with gamers, right? Having an entire interview with gamers. I'm not saying all the politicians will start gaming tomorrow, but at least they are serious about it as an industry, which is a very positive thing to know and, shape your careers. Psych is the community where all these gaming and animation, VFX companies collaborate, and we have our own founders community there. And we're trying to, push and power up these policy initiatives and community initiatives such as this. So now you know which are the communities working in this domain, which are the companies working in that domain. Any questions at this stage? Anyone wants to ask any random stuff? That means I have been very clear.
So, for the general audience, how do you get into these societies, like SAIC and...
So SAIC is for the organizations, and of course SAIC is a membership-driven organization where there are founders, there are institutions. By institutions, I mean institutions who are serious about AVGC. So either you have courses running in those areas, domains, or you have some communities. You could have a game club in your campus and want to associate with SAIC, so that every time that you are doing some events, including skilling, upskilling, or maybe just a a meetup, you could get people from the SAIC who are primarily running studios across AVGC XR, or who are working in those studios, so that it helps in increasing the awareness, knowledge, skill, as well as networking. So you have student membership, of course. You can be independently student members. It's a small fees, of course. And your institution can be a member. And if you are a startup, I'm assuming some of you will at least start off something for the fun of it at least. You can be a startup member as well. And there are a lot of benefits, as I said. And when the state government's policy also kicks off, you will have a lot more things to be collaborating with SAIC and executing things for your benefits. So on theory, there are a lot of things available. Now, in practice, nothing will come on your platter. You'll have to go out, meet these people, talk to these associations and communities, get active, and get what you want. But believe me, there are things. So it's not, it cannot be an excuse that, I'm not aware, I don't know. That's what the whole point about today's meetup and at least my session was. Any other questions? So I said, let the games begin. Now, do you wish to see what we are trying to build and you wish to explore, maybe joining in or at least giving us some constructive feedback? I wanted to announce what we are building. I would be glad if I would have been able to do and even for the other 7-8 studios that we mentioned as to what we are there building. But yeah, I mean, unless they consented, I can't. The policy. Full form of AVGC. Okay, now how many of you know what is AVGC? Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. So there is a large community who does not know. Okay. So I'll have to do that abbreviation expansion. Okay. Animation, VFX, gaming, comic, XR is extended reality, and this all is an industry cluster for the government bureaucratic purpose. Okay. So we come within the AVGC. Gaming comes within the AVGC for all the government related matters, but I mean, that should not make us dependent on anything, but yeah, you should understand who are your sister and brother organizations or companies or domains, right? So we are part of that. So that's what AVGC XR community means. But as I said, it's a more bureaucratic or government nomenclature. For us, it's gaming. Anything else? No, right? Yeah, so policy and all, it's a public document. It's available on the website. I don't think that, I'm the right person to talk about it, and this session is also not about that. All right, so maybe I'll just run you through 2 primary products that we are working on, and you're welcome to explore ideas, explore working with us, joining us for short gigs, anything. First, the snacker. Yeah. So, thank you. So we are trying to, get TikTok, YouTube, and Patreon married in this product, right? So basically, you can have infinite swipe content where you can play games, read comics, watch animation on one go, right? So when we were conceiving it almost like 2 years back, we were apprehensive. But as they say, Ellathinum adindedaya samayand dasa, so this is the time, probably. And so this is in the early stages of alpha. We are testing out the closed alpha. We are onboarding creators, we are onboarding developers, indie as well as studios, so that there is enough content when we release it. At the moment, it's still in the experimental stage, but yes, if there are, people who are developing games, want to test it out, give it a try, you can join us our Discord, engage in the community, engage in the discussion, help us build the product, join us if you want. Of course, if you are also able to take in that many things, but yeah, those options exist. And as I said, we are going to release the closed alpha very soon. So yes, you're welcome to join in whatever capacity that you want to. I have one more, call it IP. One more IP which we started with this character, as I said, and we are trying to build. This is a dream game that we want to build. It's just a demo that we have built so far. We have the plot and the story. It's a narrative-driven game. Basically, just watch the teaser trailer and then see, because this is the first time that we are announcing and showing anything in the public. Right, so that's the dream project that we are working on. We want to give that pan-India movie experience inside a game. And the character that you see, his origin is he's born into a Buddhist monk family and aspires to become an actor. That's the role that he has got as his first major break. So thank you so much. Hope to see you around and wish you all the best with the community. Thank you, Deepu, MuLearn, Tilt Labs, all the other speakers, Nidhi, Joben, for making it on a Sunday for this, and we would love to see this community grow, reach those flagship events in a very successful manner. All the best, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Mukesh, for sharing your journey and the exciting future of Bands and Studios. It's really inspiring. Our next speaker is Amal from AKEF, who will be shedding light on the e-sport ecosystem from Kerala. Amal's expertise in the esports scene is unmatched, and we're looking forward to his insights on how Kerala is making its mark in the esports world. Let's welcome Amal to the stage.
Hi everyone. How's it going? All good, right? I'm actually a bit nervous. This is my first time that I'm front of a great panel, and all these gamers actually. So I'm making it like more casual. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. So yesterday I was watching a real video of Bobby Chemanur, okay? So usually I don't follow him, I don't like his ideologies. But in that reel he was saying fear is the enemy of success. Bhayamanu Vijayatinte Shatru. So I was too motivated after hearing that word. Okay, let's do it. I was 100x power. Okay, let's do it. Whoever Nikki or Nigil or whoever, I'm on it. I'll do it like that. So, but after seeing the panel, I was oh God, I'm done. So, this is Amal Arjun. I'm the CEO of AKF Play Private Limited. AKF is an esports company. We does different esports and gaming IPs like online, offline tournaments, gaming events, live streams, gameplays, etc. We also have a talent division called Sigma Gaming, where we have around 100 plus creators all around the nation, are connected with brands like AMD, Samsung, Red Bull, and many more. So I'm here to give you an idea about esports. So you know it already, you are hearing it from everywhere, especially recent days, like couple of years, it's like booming industry, especially in India. But wonderingly, like most of the state governments are actually giving importance to esports, right? For example, recently there is an announcement from Kerala government that they're gonna build esports centers across the state. So the word esports is getting recognized day by day. So I'm here to give you a very basic, very short and brief about esports. So let's move on. Let's start by watching a video. I like light Sophia. Yeah, that's it. So this is how an esports event look like. Basically, it's more of a sports, right? The aggression of the players, how the settings, how the arenas are setting. It's actually happening outside of India. So in India also we are seeing a lot of these stuffs, but this is how an esports event should be. So I'm going back to some history. So, like, have you ever seen this game before? Yes. Okay, that's nice. So it's actually we might play this in arcade days, right? Or in a tiny retro console, right? Small console, handheld console. So this is a game called Space Invaders, right? By Atari. So it's famous for its competition in 1980, considered the very first esports game. So it's the official esports game back in history. There might be events happened before that, but this is considered as the official event. But the fun fact is that it had around 10,000 plus participants in it. So there was no prize money for that, but they were competing for the high score. So this was a real eye-opener, and after that, esports came to the mainstream hobby. So this is a history, you can check Google in depth of it. So I'm just simply explaining what is esports is like. Esports, electronic sports, is basically a form of competitive video gaming in various platforms, right? So it's more about, it's more of skill, strategy, teamwork, right? So it's totally device-centric. We need a device to play the game, right? Obviously, any game we need a device. So why I'm telling it's device-centric, there is a word called sports in it, right? So unlike sports, esports need a device to play. So in competitive gaming, esports involves professional players, teams, competing in organized tournaments, leagues for a prize pool commonly. So esports can happen both online and offline as well. Unlike sports, esports can be played online, right? We can't play sport online, right? So that's the specialty of esports, that we can play it online. So games like League of Legends, Dota 2, Crafton's BGMI, Valorant are like most popular games in esports scene. It has like millions of people watching it online, right? Online and in person as well for live events. So the esports industry continues to grow rapidly with increasing investment, media support, opportunities for players, and compete for the highest level, for the next level. And same like sport, see how sports players are playing, like they are competing for the next level, for the hierarchy, right? If they are playing in a district level, they are aiming for the national or the state level, right? State, national, like that. So same like for esports as well, we have a hierarchy. So now let's also look at what is not esports, right? So let's clear up something here, like, so everything is naming as online gaming, right? Online gaming. So you might seen in TV news, news like online gaming കളിച്ച് കുട്ടി ആത്മഹത്യ ചെയ്തു, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഓൺലൈൻ ഗെയിമിങ്ങിലൂടെ പണം നഷ്ടപ്പെട്ടു. So we are hearing this news. So esports is also like they are playing games online, right? So everybody is naming it as like online gaming. For example, I'm playing Valorant with my friends online, and my father is seeing the news on TV like online gaming lode panam nashtappettu. So he might be thinking, okay, he's also playing games online, right? So playing teen patti, poker, gambling, fantasy sport is actually not esports. It won't fall under esports. Same like just playing video games together is also not esports. Like if you're playing Ludo with your friends together, it's not esports. Like it's just playing games for fun. So is there any particular games for esports? Yes, definitely yes. We'll look what are the games. Yeah, so these are the different genres of games, esports games. You already know what are the names. Am I like hiding it? Look, okay, thanks. So you guys are already familiar with these terms, right? Because you guys are game developers, you know the terms. So I'm not explaining what it is, but I'll just name few games of it. So for Battle Royale, we have PUBG, BGMI. What else? Tell me some game names. COD Warzone, Fortnite, right? Apex. So have you heard about a game called Indus?
Battle Royale by Super Gaming.
Super Gaming. So yeah, there's a game called Indus by Super Gaming. So currently it's in a beta stage. So I had a discussion with them. So they are going to implement a lot of Indian maps in it. So currently it's in a beta stage, and it's more of an Apex to BGMI kind of thing. So for fighting, we have Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, and multiplayer online battle. Yeah, that's the interesting one, MOBA. So for MOBA, we have League of Legends, Dota 2. Any other games? Esports games? Okay, there is a game called Smite. Not new, but there is a trailer 2 years back they launched where they featured Lord Shiva and Ganesh in it. You might seen the trailer, right? Smite. But it went more controversial than became success. Like, actually, I like the trailer. It's super cool. But they were actually hurting Hindu gods, right? So there was a rumor happening like the game gonna ban in India, but it's not happened till now. So that is again a mobile game. So mobile, for me, usually I don't like MOBA type games because it's having a lot of graphics, right? I don't understand what is happening in that game. So see, for a gamer will understand, see, if I'm not playing Valorant, I don't know Valorant, but I'm just watching it for 5-10 minutes. But I'll understand there are two teams, one is going to plant, the other team is defending, right? But MOBA is like more difficult to understand what is happening. There are a lot of graphics happening, a lot of abilities, a lot of players here and there. So it's very difficult. This is completely my personal opinion. I'm not hurting any MOBA fans. So, yeah, for RTS we have StarCraft, Warcraft, Age of Empire, right? And FPS we have COD, CSGO, Valorant. For sports game, definitely all EA sports games, right? Yeah, so these are the particular genres of different esports games. This is the entire esports ecosystem. So this is, I'm not going too deep into it. This is how the industry is working. There is game played by teams. That match is streaming on the platforms. That stream watched by the consumers. Again, the consumers is like buying merchandise from teams. So this is how industry is working, how the industry is making money. So you can take a snap of it if you want. This is a picture from EY report on how the industry is working, esports industry. So labeling competitive video games as a sport is definitely a hot topic. It's more controversial, right? And some people argue that esports are fast growing. It required careful planning, precise timing, and skillful execution, but it's not traditional sport, right? Others involves that the traditional sport involve what? Physical fitness, right? They need to be in a physical stage where to play the games, right? But in esports, it's not like that. So let's see what is the difference between sports and esports. So the thing is, like, some countries, they officially announced professional players as esports athletes. So it's very common that this term like esports athlete is coming to picture. So when we think about sports, we usually picture athletes going to a field, tracks or courts somewhere, right? But when we think about esports, we can see that players glued to their screens, right? So it's more of physical versus virtual, right? So that's why a person more into sports don't like esports. Am I correct? They hate gamers as well, right? So they won't understand what is the connection between esports to sports, right? Because there is a term called sports, but they are not doing any physical activities. So then why we are comparing this with sport, or why it is tagged to sports? So there are some interesting fact they should digest. So let's go to that. So here we can see some chart of prize money sports tournaments and esports tournaments. So it's actually from 2016 to 2018. So on top we can see the US Open 2017 prize pool of $50.4 million. And just below that, so the gray one means the light one is of esports and the dark one is of sports. So just below US Open, we can see the international. International is the Dota 2's biggest event. And in 2017, we have around 24.7 million prize pool. That means it's just a half of US Open, right? And you can compare the other tournaments which happened in that era. So why I'm taking this era is like it's the pre-COVID state of sports and esports. So now look at what happened after that. So over the past 5 years, the number of $1 million tournaments has increased by 41%. There were 36 events in 2018 and their numbers has had risen to 51 by 2023. So here you can see in 2019 the number of tournaments has been increased, right, from 58 to 81. Why? Because of COVID, right? The online viewership has been increased rapidly, and suddenly it got there's a fluctuation happened 2020 to 2021. Then slowly it is increasing, and the red one is like prize pool of 1 million plus. So the numbers of 1 million plus prize pool event is like 51. It's like it's from where we started, from 36 to 51. So that's a huge difference. Now if you're comparing, so I'll tell you one more thing. There is a event of Dota 2, like the international of 2021 featured 40 million plus prize pool. That means if you're comparing the US Open, it was 54. That's near to it, right? And what is the current stage? We have Esports World Cup currently happening, having 60 million plus prize pool. Right? They itself is written like life-changing prize money. So currently it's happening, and let's have a look at how it's going. Am I missing anything? Oh, some graphics issues. Okay, have you seen the trophy of it? Like, it's of 24 karat gold, right? The trophy of Esports World Cup. It's completely made of gold, and there is a particular key for it to unlock, and teams are like, yeah. So there are some different patterns to unlock the trophy and all. So you can watch it online. Actually, there's a video I just copied from YouTube, but it's unfortunately it's not playing. That's fine. Let's move to next slide. Yeah, now let's compare the prize money and what is happening in India. The gray one is of IPL prize money, and the red one is of Esports tournament prize money. So in 2021, it was the overall prize money of IPL is 250 million, and Esports combined Esports tournament prize money is like 150 million, and it was expected to be 1,000 million prize money in 2025, and IPL will be 650 million. So you can see recently Crafton's BGIS featured 2 crore, right? And they already announced BMPS in Kochi, again 2 crore. So the overall prize money is like increasing. Crore doesn't have value. So this is what happening in esports. Now I'm just sharing you a video. Let me check it is playing or not. Yeah, playing. So this is a video of a report by Al Jazeera, and how it is, how the esports scenario happening in China. So how they are setting things, how they are training their athletes, and how everything is happening. So let's watch it.
Gaming is now embedded in the mainstream. Asian Games titles are being fought for in the virtual battlegrounds of esports. China winning the first medal event, beating Malaysia in the Arena of Valor final.
We've always dreamed of actually having esports be included as an official sport, and it was part of the battle tally for Asian Games, and we're very fortunate as it is our first entry, and we've been given the opportunity to actually have 7 official events for the medal tally.
Hangzhou's 5,000-seat esports arena is a daily sellout, with online audiences in the tens of millions. Wang Yubo made a 500-kilometer trip to the host city specifically to watch esports.
The game Arena of Valor has been popular all over China since I was in elementary school. It requires a lot of skills, but it's very easy to get started. There are many elements of Chinese culture in the game as well, so everyone likes it.
An esports-themed hotel is one of Hangzhou's latest innovations. The estimated esports revenue in China alone topped $10 billion in the first 6 months of this year.
I think more and more people are beginning to pay attention to esports. Being an official part of the Asian Games will greatly help its development. I opened this hotel because esports has huge room for growth in China, and the number of enthusiasts is increasing day by day.
Now, the International Olympic Committee is keeping a close eye on esports. Its efforts to attract young audiences saw surfing and skateboarding brought into the last Tokyo Olympics, and in Paris next year we'll see breaking as well. Now, this year the IOC did launch its own esports series, and that culminated in a finals week in Singapore. That competition involved virtual versions of real sports. IOC President Thomas Bach saying he wished to avoid what he called killer games that could promote violence. Games Bach may not approve of have been included in Hangzhou. It's already been confirmed esports will return at the next Asian Games. Andy Richardson, Al Jazeera, Hangzhou.
Make sure to subscribe to our
Okay. Yeah. So this is what is happening all around the world. So we might see this kind of culture in India as well. So let's move to next slide. Yeah. So let's talk about AKF. So AKF is started in 2017 as a community of gamers. It's called All Kerala Esports Federation. And when we start, there were like 20-30 people who were esports players who trying to become something in esports. Players, streamers, and like backend people who like to work behind esports events. So, but in 2021, we just separated the broadcast version and the talent side to a private limited company called AKF Play Private Limited. So, I am the CEO of AKF Play Private Limited. So, here you can see some tweet on the left about one of our event conducted in Kochi in 2021, 22 I guess, yeah, 22. So it's a Valorant LAN event, so which happened in Idapalli 3 Dot Production Studios, where there were 2 teams competing. This is the first esports LAN event happened in Kerala, I guess. And this is the community reaction. These are all from outside, like foreigners who were commenting about Kerala, commenting about the activity. So this actually winded up around 2 a.m. and there were people watching it online, in person, in order to see what is happening. So, and on your left, you can see a story by S.K. Rossi. You might heard his name, right? S.K. Rossi is a professional Valorant player. He just put a story regarding the auction of that event. And we also give more importance to the quality of our products, of the streams. So on your left and bottom, you can see how a frame is actually choreographed on our streams. And on your top right corner, you can see a frame from a Sky Esports event. So we are more focusing on the quality to an international event. And here is a comparison of viewership. It's too small, right? Okay. So on your left top column, it's our event. It's AMD AKF Valorant Ultimate Battle Season 1, which happened in 2021. It got a total viewership of 292K plus. It's still counting. And the peak viewership was 15K. And the overall impression was 10 million. Right? On your left, you can see the same pattern. Like I'll tell you what is exactly it is. It's an IPL kind of thing, where we have to auction players. We have to build a team. Okay, the team owners will be YouTubers. So there is actually 10 teams. It has owner, co-owner, and 5 players to compete, right? So this is same pattern which did by Sky Esports. It got around 221K total viewership. Again, all showstopper series, Indian Invitational got 1,50,000, and on your right, All Star Showdown got 83K. So overall, comparing the same pattern event, we got the highest viewership. That means the small state has more potential to do a lot of things, right? And this is one of our premium IP called AKF Gaming also. So it's a more of a blend of culture, like Onam to Onam X gaming. So this is one flagship event which happened the Onam days, and where we blend Onam games, Onam activities. There will be Vadamvali, Onam Sadhya, everything. And you can simply say gamers Onam celebration. So where we invite the people from tech, celebrities, music shows, everything. So this happened in Marriott Kochi, and in the same venue there is another event happened. It's a tech arena. Tech is a company from Karnataka, Bangalore, the Esports club, right? So see how you can see the difference, right? How we are implementing lighting to each frames. So this is how we are producing every event's output. And also we are focused more of quality elements like creating trailers, after movie edits, so in order to give a better output. So I'll show some of the work here. A light on of you. So these are some of the IPs which we did. We actually did more than 100 plus IPs, but I'm included only like 4 or 5 IPs. Let's see.
ഇവന്റ്സ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഇവോൾവ് ആയിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കുകയാണ് ഇങ്ങനെ ഓരോന്നോരോന്നായിട്ട്. AKF എന്താ പറയുക, ഒരു ബെഞ്ച് മാർക്കാണ് ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. തിരുവനന്തപുരം മണക്കാട് ആനന്ദ നിലയത്തിൽ വെച്ചിട്ട് ഈ ജൂൺ 24-ാം തീയതി ഒരു ബ്ലഡ് ഡൊണേഷൻ ക്യാമ്പ് നടക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. മഹാരാജ ഓപ്പൺ സ്കൗട്ട് ഗ്രൂപ്പും ഓൾ കേരള ഇസ്പോർട്സ് ഫെഡറേഷനും ചേർന്ന് തിരുവനന്തപുരം മെഡിക്കൽ കോളേജുമായിട്ട് സഹകരിച്ച് ചെയ്യുന്ന ഒരു ബ്ലഡ് ഡൊണേഷൻ ക്യാമ്പാണ്. രാവിലെ 9:30 മുതൽ ഉച്ചയ്ക്ക് 12:30 വരെയാണ് ക്യാമ്പ് നടക്കുന്നത്. എൻ്റെ എല്ലാവിധ ആശംസകളും നേരുന്നു. കഴിയുന്നവരെല്ലാം ഇതിൻ്റെ ഭാഗമാകാൻ ശ്രമിക്കാം. ഓൾ ദ ബെസ്റ്റ്.
Yeah. So that's it. I hope I gave a idea about esports happening in India and also what we did so far in Kerala as well. So I think I took so much time. I think it will not end. The esports is like, it's like a saga. So there are a lot to explore. So I'm very proud and very happy to be part of MuPlay. Thanks for inviting. Actually, I'm very excited to do a lot of things, and I can see a whole bright future ahead. Let's see what is happening, right? Let's see how it is going. Thank you so much, guys. I'm winding up.
Thank you, sir, for that session, because we didn't even know half of the things happening inside Kerala itself. So it's basically like a news about gaming for us in short. I mean, how many of you knew about the events shown in there? Like, anybody knew about these things? You guys are true gamers in my mind, actually, you know, empowering the community and all, even though things happen. So let's move on to the event. Our next speaker is Amal. Oh, we've completed that. I'm sorry, I messed up my script. Last but not the least, we have Jobin from Norian Games, who will talk about building a game development studio from Kerala for the world. Jobin's experiences and learnings in his journey are sure to provide valuable insights for all of us. Let's welcome Jobin to the stage. So, sir, please.
Yeah, so this is a snippet of what we are building. At Norian, this is our first IP. Yeah, play the sound. Yeah, so I know all of you are kind of sleepy now, there's a lot of sessions. So I've given the hard task of explaining to a young audience of building a studio from Kerala for the world, right? So we are also figuring it out. So, but I'll tell you my learnings, what we have done and what are the mistakes we did, right? So this thing that you saw, how much time do you know we are in developing? So anybody? It's always, you're a small studio, it's 10 to 15 max. So what is the time frame you think that we have given? Yeah, no, we made the assets ourselves. Yeah, so it's more than 2 years after getting funding. So it's basically 4.5 years of in work. So this is what a game development is, right? So when we play a lot of games, we feel this is easy. Like, I'm playing games, so you come into game development. You make a lot of mistakes, you waste your lot of time, you burn a lot of money. If you have funded, bootstrapped, whatever, you lose money when you're building games. Because it's a learning curve, right? So that is why I think communities like this, incubators and all these are necessary, because you do less mistakes. Right, rather than just going and hiring a programmer from Fever or Upwork and giving him $40 per hour and paying him 5 lakhs when your whole fund is 20 lakhs. So these mistakes are very costly, right? So everybody doesn't survive. Even if you don't survive always, if you're lucky, you survive as a company and you're continuing to build. So we've done a lot of mistakes. So building a studio, that's what I told. It's not as simple as it looks. Even small games that we say, oh, this is very simple, casual, the runners and stuff. It takes so much iteration, so much efforts and a team to build. So that is the journey. That is where I want to say. So yesterday I was talking to Nidhi and that struck me a lot. So game development, you can see 2 to 3 types of developers, right? The passion developers, the people who want to do the big stuff in the first go. I'm going to make the epic game, dope stuff, This is my first IP. I don't know what Unreal is or Unity is, but I'm going to create the biggest IP, Like we had a conversation where people, they were saying, about developing games and stuff. So I told, be a passion guy or a practical guy. This is 2 things. Now a practical guy will survive. Passion guy, like 1 of 100 or 2 of 100 will succeed. Rest 98 will bite the dust. So it's passion versus practicality. And being a founder, be on either side. You can't be in middle of both because that is how it is. And we started as a passion project of jobless friends sitting in Discord server, playing games and discussing, critiquing games. Like you guys see movies, right? So you say like, what has Rajamouli done? I can do a better thing. Like I saw a YouTube video, 10 mistakes of Rajamouli in Bahubali by some YouTuber. So that is the same thing. Everybody starts a game development studio is in this similar lines, right? So we can make a better game. That is the basic understanding. And then we started iterating on topics and games. My other co-founder is a passionate gamer, game developer, and I am the eternal pessimist of the team. So I say nothing works. I'm the finance guy, so I say this doesn't work, this does not work, this will not work. So thankfully they haven't kicked me out yet of the team, but yeah. So we started iterating on so many things across the year. We started working on prototypes, engines. So that is when we got to know that there is Unreal, there is Unity, there are different engines. So that is the journey of a developer. That is where you need communities, support systems, and people who know stuff, right? To put some light into the ignorant founder that we all are initially. Because this thing is a very, I wrote an article where I told like great games are a combination of 3 things that I believe. Great art, great design, great engineering and great art. Now it's a complex engineering product in itself. It's a complex art piece and it's a design masterpiece. Like all the games you see, right? All of you are playing Crafton's BGMI or Free Fire, Clash of Clans, right? So these are years of experiences of those teams. Some very rare things are our first IPs, right? So one thing that inspired us was there's a game called Stardew Valley. Have anybody played here? Stardew Valley? It's a solo developer who spent 5 years. But it's a 5-year, he has iterated it multiple times with the community. And that is how that game was a success, right? So it's years of efforts that you can't bypass without support systems. And you will make mistakes. So that is why I started the building from Kerala for the world in a very grounding approach that, it takes years. So if you're in game development or startup, whatever it is, right? Be ready to commit your years to this. You'll get a lot of rejections. A lot of people will critique you. Like there was a time when I was raising money and I used to wake up to 5 VC rejection emails. Like we pass, we do this. Because see, the problem is for you, your idea is dear, right? As a company or as a game. But for them, you're one of thousands that they're seeing in a day. So this is how you develop a studio from India for the world. And so we'll start with first thing, right? So the passion versus practical. So passion, as I told, is I'm going to create the epic stuff in my first go. I'm going to be the Rockstar Games, or I'm going to be Crafton, or I'm going to be Supercell, without knowing that Supercell had 12 flops before Clash of Clans, or things that did not work out. So that is the passion founder. The practical founder is one who will create his masterpiece maybe in the 5th or 6th, the dream project, right? So everybody saw Kalki, right? The movie. How many of you saw? Yeah, so the Kalki's director wrote this in 2012, before starting his first film. But his masterpiece movie came 10, 12 years down the line when he created 4, 5 cinemas and he had a pedigree to stand on. He knew the production, he knew what is post-production, pre-production, all these stuff. So this is how game development is. So practical founding angle is build small games, take a lot of support, be very open to the community. I don't know this. Can you help me figure out? I don't have funds. I don't know how to approach VC, or my pitches are bad, or I'm getting constant rejection. Or go behind the VCs who are rejecting it, you or incubators or programs, ask them, why did you reject me? What is the fundamental reason you have rejected me, right? So there should be a reason for rejection. And some of them reply, some of them don't, but have that thick skin to accept and embrace the journey. So this is the passion versus practicality element. Second most important thing that we feel is the team. You should have a team. Like you should have at least 2 to 3 voices, at least in the team, that thinks from different angle, that knows the technical side, or who are willing learners. So Stardew Valley is an exceptional project, but he also had a big community that was supporting him throughout the journey by Patreon and all these sort of stuff, and they were constantly in calls and discussions, and he was open to learning everything in a pixel art, like creating art, engineering and everything. Either be that, which is very hard, or build a team that you can trust and respect that team, right? So you have to make them co-founders probably, but be very sure that they align with what you're building. So we had a lot of team turnover initially, is because the problem is, right, so when you're building a team, it's very important in game development, is because you are not going to pay them 5 to 6 lakh per month initially, or at least for next 5 to 6 years. So they should be willing to stick with you throughout the thick and thin, right? So that is the key element, and they should be able to create these gaming, systems and arts and engineering in place. So build a team which you're confident, and always be open to changing the team if it is not working. Like you have loyalties, right? As friends, I have a loyal friend, but that art is not working for me, you have to change, because otherwise your product is taking it. So second is that. Third is, as I told, right, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. Game development is a marathon. You are never going to release in your ideal time. We want to release this year, Q1. Now we are thinking about Q4 of this coming year. So this is what. It never happens in time, because it's a creative process. It's an engineering process. from India by just putting an Indian map and some Indian character. Done a lot of mistakes. So these community incubators and all, we want to get these. There are a lot of indies I know who are developing here, is because these mistakes are very costly, right? Early stage mistakes. But we all did it. We all have done a lot of mistakes. So I think such communities will help you not do it and build a strong, game development studio from India for the world. So that's it. I'm not taking much time. Thank you guys.
Thank you, Jobin sir, for sharing your experiences and the journey of Norian Game. It's inspiring to see such passion and dedication in the gaming industry. Now, we would like to take a moment to invite Pavan's teacher and his classmate to share a few words. Their support and memories have been a cornerstone of our journey, and we are grateful to have them with us today. Please join me in welcoming them to the stage.
Hi all. Myself, Sunil K. Joseph. I'm the assistant professor at Maragasinos College, Ramapuram. Actually, I'm Pavan's teacher. Today, we have gathered here for the official launch of MuLearn, so not MuLearn, MuPlay.gg, the official esports club from MuLearn. I'm so happy that this is finally happening. Because it was his vision, Pavan's idea to start an esports club. Actually, he approached me in college for starting this initiative. And today we honored the memory of our dear friend and my student Pavan. Though he may be gone, his spirit and passion live on in our hearts. MuPlay, the name itself, is Pavan's legacy and aspiration in youth. This endeavor is a testament to Pavan's love for competitive gaming and his desire to bring people together through this shared interest. We aim to foster a community that embodies Pavan's value of teamwork, strategy, and sportsmanship. Through this initiative, we hope to provide a platform for students to explore their passion for esports, develop their skills, and build lasting bonds with their peers. Let us celebrate Pavan's legacy by embracing the joy and excitement that esports bring. Thank you, MuLearn and Till Labs, for taking up this initiative, especially Deepu and Nikhil for taking up this project. Thank you all.
That actually concludes the things that I have written in my script, because now we invite each and every single one of you to ask your doubts through a panel discussion we're going to invite. So I'm going to invite all the guests back onto the dais in 2 minutes. Let me arrange them for a panel discussion. So we'll have a panel discussion. You can ask all your doubts you have about all the companies, every single gaming doubt you have. You see, he said about do not make an Indian GTA, but what if we can make it happen? So keep all your doubts to yourself. We'll get the stage ready in 2 minutes. And I'd like to say something from Deepu Chattan's side. You see, why did MuLearn begin this actually, initially about, I'll just emphasize it in one single word, breaking the echo chambers. Chatta, can you play the video? So there is a video actually, it makes a lot of sense when you start thinking about it, and I'll let maybe Deepu Chattan talk about it, or if he let me, I'll talk about it. So we'll play the video first.
In the nest of a barnyard hen,
A man found an eagle's egg and put it in the nest of a barnyard hen. The eaglet hatched with the brood of chicks and grew up with them all his life. The eagle did what the barnyard chicks did, thinking he was a barnyard chicken. He scratched the earth for worms and insects. He clucked and cackled. Years passed. One day he saw a magnificent bird above him in the sky. It glided in graceful majesty among the powerful wind currents, with scarcely a beat in its strong golden wings. The old eagle looked up in awe. "Who's that?" he asked. "That's the eagle, king of the birds," said his neighbor. "He belongs to the sky. We belong to the earth. We're chickens." So the eagle lived and died a chicken, but that's what he thought he was.
Doubts and queries inside because it's hard containing doubts to yourself. So I now invite all the guests back to the stage for the doubt session. Hopefully you guys ask some doubts because else ഞാനിവിടെ പറഞ്ഞൊക്കെ വെറുതെ ആവും. So please.
Hi everyone, it's almost the lunchtime. I know you all are hungry, but we will conclude with the Q&A and doubts we have. Now, the question is like, where do we start? Maybe we already started, and where do we go? And how we should achieve our dreams? How to build our new game? Or if you have an idea, where to start with? So let's ask to the panels and clear all the doubts and get their directions to the next go. So first, I'd like to start with Deebu. And first of all, thank you guys to come in a short notice and being with the panel and wonderful sessions. And the insight you have provided with the presentation is awesome, and it will create great vibe to the young generation and all the indies and the studios we own to build their own upcoming IPs or games in different platforms. So, but always they will have some questions, so we will reserve that and we'll now ask you. But before that, let me set the stage. Deebu, I just wanted to ask first question. Like, your company was the first 28 company in the world who got selected as the best gamified enterprise in the world, right? And you carried that legacy and started creating all the communities and everything on top of the gamification. I'd like to start from you and understand how you started from Kerala and went across the globe and be a part of that.
Okay. So one thing, like in 2014, like we were listed among the top 28 in the world on embracing gamification culture in enterprise. We were the first company in India to fully gamify the workforce, the entire project management, entire career progression of our employees, everything is gamified. And it was in a mission to have a change to help people enjoy what they are doing at work. Because normally we say like if you get an IT job, the life is gone. Because most of the time people are not able to enjoy what they do when there is no autonomy. They do not have freedom because they are fully bombarded with a lot of policies that getting added and piled up that actually take out the essence or the happiness in doing something which they are actually passionate about. Even they are very passionate. What happens is that once they join a company, lot of policies which are like scar tissues, which doesn't make any sense, that get added. And when I started my company, I just wanted it to be a place where people actually love and enjoy what they are doing. And passion, self-determination is the key. Self-determination is like, I want to do it instead of you have to do it. So we just thought of different things because whenever in a company, like people come there, they might be very passionate, but we treat them as rational beings, and they start behaving rationally. And game is something that we do self-determinant. Nobody is pushing us to play game, right? And play is something that we enjoy doing for nothing. Normally we say that, but we just thought like, what if we can bring in the play feeler in the actual work that they do, and they gain the salary for that, and they progress in the career and earn more freedom in the company by doing three things. One is releasing the projects on time. Second one is having proper communication, availability, and all those things whenever they are in need. And third thing, showing the behavior that do not create trouble for others. So all these things are bundled as different strengths in the company. There is a level of procedure where they start as a tenderfoot, then they get towards gaining more powers in the company. That is freedom that we normally give. For example, flexi timing, flexi work hours, flexi work from home, and all those things. Like we just put it into a place where people earn it, because when it is given, like normal policy is like when somebody does something wrong, a new policy get added to everyone in the company. So why should a good person get injured just because somebody else have done something wrong? So that is the game that I have designed in 2009, 2010, and I just did a presentation in Open Source India, and then people. So at that time was somewhere that gamification, the term was also coined in this thing. So I was also not knowing that I am doing gamification, but I just want the people who are really passionate, they should be respected in the company, and they should enjoy all the freedom so that they get that play, that is enjoy doing for salary.
Great.
So that is what I started.
So workplace gamification was the starting, and that even when we met, we started adopting that gamification all our workplaces. So that is a great start and great thought, Deepu.
And one more point. So then why I went to MuLearn is created MuLearn, and some elements of gamification. There is a game engine or there is game mechanics and game design that is integrated in there. That in MuLearn also, it is a game. Like students across the Kerala is playing a game, but by doing actual learning as well as building things and progressing in the towards getting towards viewers. There are different levels, different badges, karma points that is getting. All these are just gamification. Because after running gamification in the company for some time, then I have realized that it is for the passionate who are there. They can enjoy what they are doing. Because autonomy, mastery, and purpose, that helps them get into that flow. All self-determination. So we just found that many of the people are there by chance, not by their choice. So finding their ikigai means they have to find what they are good at and get towards that. And many of the engineering students are in a rat race, getting to some jobs and getting trained for that and getting to a place where they cannot enjoy it. So MuLearn is something that helps you identify what you are, build skills at it, and get connected to the affinity space. And that is where gamification engine is applied in MuLearn to help each person realize their passion, connect to the community, and get towards that by playing a game.
Great, Deepu. It's a very good insight, and thank you. And we should really give him a big hand so that the thoughts is awesome, and through gamification, he's bringing tech, game development, everything into that ecosystem. Nidhi, now you see what is coming from Kerala, right? And what we are trying to build from Kerala. And as you're an expert in this field, can you give us some insight about how we should approach, like how indie studios, how the indie developers, what they should be and where they should be and how they should be in this gaming development ecosystem or esport ecosystem? Can you give some insight based on experience?
Sure. So I think Jobin covered a lot of it in his talk when he said that we should be building for the globe, as well as we should be building for India. And few key points to remember is that your first development is going to be all about learning, right? You will end up making mistakes, you will learn how to do things differently, and always change things around, because one thing is not working, so you'll figure out, okay, if this is not working, then how do I make the other thing work, right? So pick a project which you can deliver fast. I think one of my professors in college, right, when I was studying, said, learn fast, fail fast, right? It's very important that you fail fast so that you can learn from it and move on to build the next thing, right? So your first project should always be about the delivery and actually putting it out in the community to get the feedback, whether the players actually like it or not, or how easy it is for the players to adapt to it. Sometimes we have crazy ideas, right? Like we think because we are able to play it, the players will also be able to play it. And in that moment when the game actually goes live and you will see when you start seeing major drop-offs because they find it difficult to play, you get demotivated, right? My suggestion here is don't get demotivated. That's your learning. That is where you start making things simple. And one of the biggest learnings for me as a game designer is making simple things are the hardest ever. Like I have personally worked with children and because I was building games for children, you have to make it so simple that a 2-year-old can actually pick it up and do that activity. And that used to, I think it's more easy for me to build complex games for large mature audience than to build a game for a 2-year-old. So making simple things is the hardest, and that is something as a designer, if you can master, you will be one of the best designers. But in a crux of it, like how Jobin rightly mentioned, build for the world, right? Build for the community. Pick a genre, play those games. I think before you even build, first figure out why something is working for that audience, and the best way to do it is to play that many games, right? And we are in game building. If you can't, the joy of building games is to play games, right? The more you play, the more you learn and the more you enjoy, and that is how you will get your audiences to also enjoy your game. Your passion will then show into game building, right? Learn from all types of games that are there. Combine random mechanics if you can. Like I would not say for your first project, experiment later on. First projects again, build fast, deliver fast, get it out, get the feedback from the community, and learn from it. Learn how to monetize. Make mistakes. Don't be afraid of mistakes. Make them, learn from them, and move past it.
Great. The community is here. Now build fast, learn fast, and try to not fail. Cool. So now I want to ask to Mukesh. See, you talk about IPs, right? Most of the indies don't know much about IP creation and all. They will they know the running game or some kind of games they will build. End of the day, they publish to Play Store or App Store, or they go to Steam and all. And they may not be able to plan the IPs properly. Can you tell us how you end up with a character-driven IP, and what is the driving force for that?
Right. So see, we also are trying to figure out. We also had a long journey. As I said, we started 4 years back. And personally, this is my fourth startup. So there is a lot of learning behind what we are doing today. And within this 4 years, my entire team has been learning every day by doing things. Fail fast, learn fast, repeat. That's a process. And we never started building an IP, and it's only once we started testing it out. So we started building a character, and then we went out with comic strips. We put it on Instagram and just hoped and prayed that, okay, people will like the content. And they did. That's when we started doing research on, what do we do with the character now? Then we did the research on all the famous characters across animation, across gaming. And we figured out if you go and Google for 500 top characters, there's none from India. 1,000 most popular characters, there's none from India. So we kind of got obsessed with that idea, why with such a long history, culture, heritage, and all those things that we talk about in our pledge and everything right from school, why we couldn't create a character which can resonate, which can travel globally, which can entertain, masses. And everybody else has been able to do it. European guys have done it, Americans have done it, Chinese have done it, Koreans have done it, Japanese have done it. We are consuming all their content, but we have never really built something of our own. Those comics that we read in our childhood, probably your generation has not seen, and the previous generation might have read something else. So that's how we started getting into this IP business. And as I said, we were constantly testing content. We were constantly building the community and asking the community and all that. Eventually, we found some forte in the gaming. But let me also tell you, before we went into this particular game, that we have said some 60 games. And we have published some 20-25 games. So that's the experience, and not all the 25 games have done well. Some of them have earned money, many of them have not. But it's the cumulative experience which gives us a confidence that we can build a bigger game now. And it's a slow, gradual process, as Nidhi, as Joven has mentioned. It cannot happen overnight. You'll have to see, all those games that you guys are playing, and our fans were not their first games of those respective studios or creators, were neither built in a year or 2 year time. Right from your mangas, animes also. Those countries have been doing it for bloody 30 years, 40 years to build that culture, build that content which we consume now gleefully. So obviously, it's a long journey, but it's fun. So, why not?
So one question, when is the new game going to come out?
Yeah, so this game requires a lot of effort, lot of time, lot of resources. So we are trying to go step by step. We need resources first because we are a very small team. We're just 5-6 people, and we are not doing only this game. We are trying to earn the bread and butter through some other means also parallelly. So that's what I said. It's kind of a flagship dream project. It is going to take some time.
So our team could join you to develop things, right? If needed.
Always. We are looking, as I said, we are looking for like-minded people. So for the flagship game that we showed you, the glimpse. If you love Indian cinema and want to create an experience like Indian cinema inside a game, and
Great.
you can contribute.
So that's an invitation for you guys. So let's talk about some serious gameplay. Yeah. So to Amal. So Amal, tell me how you see the esports the Kerala in the esports map.
Esports bandwidth. Yeah, it's nice to see that a lot of bodies like government and other bodies and other key people showing interest to esports nowadays. But I think we are lacking a lot of things, mainly the infrastructure. In my experience, it's always very expensive in order to conduct an esports event, right? We need at least 10 lakh to conduct a small event. That's what from my experience, it's very expensive, that we have to understand. And the other things, there is not enough opportunities for players to come out. Like if he's a good FIFA player, where he will go? Is there any place to know what is his guidelines? Like how he can go to national team? There is a team going to Olympics and Asian Games. Indian players are representing actually. we don't know exactly where it is happening, where the qualifiers is happening. So there might be skillful talents here, but they don't know exactly where to go, where to compete, what is the next step. We did a lot of FIFA tournaments, but we are like lacking to provide them, this is the next opportunity for you. You should try this event, that event. So government and other bodies should seriously look into it. And the other part, like I said, it's the infrastructure. Like a player from Mumbai and a player from here is playing different latency, especially PC games, right? So there is a team from Kerala. They compete in Red Bull's campus clutch in Mumbai, but they couldn't move forward because if they play from here, they can't compete against the Mumbai people. So that's a big challenge for them.
Great.
They need, I don't know how it can be solved.
No, it is about to walk towards that. You know, we with all the support from the people, the government, startups, everything, we could collaborate, aggregate all this information in somewhere, maybe in MuPlay websites, so that everybody could. So that should be our next action item where what should be the total information should be aggregated. So that should be the next action item for the MuPlay. Thank you, Amal. That is a very good insight provided to us. Now, to Jobin. Why you choose PC over mobile? You can have a lot of audience, right, over PC. Over mobile.
PC over mobile. So basically it was not my choice. It was my co-founder's choice. I wanted to build for mobile because there was funds available during COVID. Everybody was raising money left, right and center. You give, after her, she worked in Play Simple. It was the biggest acquisition, $360 million. Swedish company, Times Group came and acquired. Every VC wanted to do mobile gaming. And there is my co-founder. He's like, I am a purist. I'll only create in PC. I will only create games. I am not here for casual money. I am not going to do RMG. I am not going to. I told, let's do some sort of RMG. No. Let's do hyper casual. No. We'll create in PC. Then at some point I was tired of my corporate job, so I wanted to do something. So it eventually happened in PC. We didn't design to build it for PC, but we loved PC games. We loved serious gaming. Awesome. But I don't play much of mobile games. My last game is Temple Run, I think.
No, that's old.
So yeah, I don't play much of mobile games.
Yeah.
But we used to play PC a little bit. We had a Discord chat group and stuff.
Awesome. So that's the question from my side. The audience, do you have anything to ask to the panelist? Come on. Yeah.
Same question, but a different thing. Why PC over console actually? Like if you're a purist, you would have definitely gone for
console. Is very expensive than PC. You will need to build it first for PC, then you will need to port it to console. So I built for PC. Then I need a Sony or Xbox or Nintendo to give me the devices to port my game into their ecosystem, which will take more money. First of all, we don't have developers here to create PC games. Then I need to find a developer who knows to port the game, which is again harder and more expensive. So
then what about these exclusives that come around?
These are big studios, right? So those studios are funded by the parent organization. Like God of War, Santa Monica is a subsidiary of Sony PlayStation.
Okay,
right. So Bethesda, who made the recent space game, Starlink. Yeah. So that they were acquired by Xbox in 2021 when their founder passed away and stuff. So these are exclusives are obviously funded by the studio. You have kind of a big budget, 500 million. And I don't have $400,000 here to create a game. So it doesn't work that way. So those are big boys, big leagues, legacy studios.
I have 2 more questions. Anybody else? Yes. Yeah. Then we will wind up.
Okay. Can I know the favorite games of each one of you?
Yeah, I'll start, Nidhi. I'm not much.
Okay, so I love the Diablo series.
Okay.
And on mobile, I am a big Supercell fan, so I've been like playing a lot of Brawl Stars and Squad Busters that recently came out.
Okay, so I'm also not that kind of a typical gamer. I'm still a Mario and a Contra fan. So
The classics.
So I used to like story-driven games. Donut Country, that is one of the big nice game which I played recently because my friend told me that that is a good one. You try it. That is a kind of a game we should build it. So Donut Country was the one game, and apart from that, Pathless from Annapurna Studios. So I like Annapurna Studios a lot because they create awesome games. And one more genre, I do follow Habby. Habby is a great studio from Singapore. They have draw and defense games, so I like draw and defense games the most. So that's how things.
Yeah, so me with games, yeah. So since I've got a gaming laptop from my company now, so we're playing a bit of Palworld. I like Palworld. I like the whole Nintendo universe. So for the office now we've got a new Switch. So Nintendo Switch. So when we don't have any job, I play a bit of Mario Kart. So I'm trying to learn more games. So yeah, but yeah, we started with dinosaur games. So I basically, if you ask me, my favorite game is Ark and the Isle. I really enjoy the dinosaurs. So and Jurassic Park Evolution. So.
For me, I grew up playing.
Other than esports.
Yeah, that's what I am about to tell. Like, I grew up by playing 8-bit games, the very old console, 8-bit. So there is a console called Sega Mega Drive, Genesis and Mega Drive. So where we have to put cartridge and all. So that time, the graphics is like too good at that time. So there is a game called Revenge of Shinobi. So right now we can download it on Play Store or something, the emulators. So I play the game. Actually, it feels me getting me so nostalgic. So apart from that, Valorant and Crafton's PGM is my favorite esports games.
We have many distribution channels when we build a game. We have mobile, laptop, console, VR, or XR space is also opening. As a game developer perspective, which is the most good place to start? Or we can try of exploring a product with can be distributed to any of the channel, or emerging like XR will be more possible because there is the less crowded place, and mobile will be the most crowded place, thus there is less possibility. What are your take on that?
So from an incubator point of view and from a development point of view, I would say that pick a project that you are comfortable in your development area, right? PC console generally has a larger scope, whereas on mobile you can build small, quick, dirty games to experiment with, right? So that way, like building for mobile is, I wouldn't say is easier, but is quicker because you can pick up games which are of smaller scope, I would say. And this would, ideally I would like to reiterate the fact that when you are doing your first projects as part of your learning, pick up projects which are essentially, you can deliver on. You as a developer can finish. With that mindset, I would say pick a project. If you can do that on PC, like you can probably build a web game also, right? Web games are easier to build comparatively when it comes to console building or anything. But the idea should always be something that you can finish in a timeline that you've set for yourself. So console or platform will matter later when you start monetizing and things like that. For your first projects, or you do just for the learning of it, you can pick a project that you can deliver on, and based on that project you can decide which platform it is.
Great. I would like to add some point there. So regarding the distribution, it's mobile and all the distribution channel almost saturated now. It's about how you bring your game to the top level or top 10. So normally we do as a Till Slabs, when we develop game, we will start contacting with the Play or App Store or anything, and we'll pitch the game and tell them that this is the game and we wanted to showcase as their showcase event. There is one option that we can bring the games to the top, because if you are publishing by yourself, bringing that to the level is very huge task these days, because you have to do a lot of cost per customer acquisition. So it is a huge now. It's called cost per installation, CPI. And you also have to test your level. But to do and make a successful game by doing investment on CPI is huge. So apart from that, what we do is like we find publishers. There are a lot of publishers out there who want to publish on mobile, PCs and all. They have marketing funds. So as a creators, we create very good game, and we will have a certain KPIs to make. So we will make sure that KPI is achieved, and the publishers will invest fund to market them, because you need almost 60% of the funding of entire game to market it properly. 40 is for development, 60 for marketing. That is the most round happen. In some cases, you can build and post to a community, and that become viral. Some cases it works, but all the time, either you choose a publisher, or you have to showcase your game in bigger events, or you have to collaborate directly with the App Store or Play Store or Steam to showcase. Maybe you will get some traction. At the end of the day, investing, marketing, or buy your users is the only way to bring your apps to a next level and keep the users' retention. That is the biggest word we use. Right? We want to make sure that player, if you buy a user or you bring a user to your app, they install it, they play it, make sure they stick to your game by make sure they have a minimum retention, like the playable time, there is no bug. You should make sure that the game is such a way that they are interested. So you will get minimum retention to keep your life go. So that is the only way to make sure your distribution is successful. Choosing a platform, it depends upon the game and type, which genre you want to focus, Android, iPhone, or US market, Brazil, depends upon that. So publishers, or market yourself by using huge funds and understand the KPIs, and also understand your players. That is an important factor for your marketing. That is the only thing I could add. Anybody else want to add it? Okay, thank you. And we can take one more question. Yeah, go ahead.
In addition to that, in perspective of other industries, like in ancient, e-commerce is too saturated. Like we need to spend lots of money to list our product in the marketplaces. Now we have ONDC like of infrastructure. Can the near future in gaming and content or any interdisciplinary domains, we need a similar kind of public infrastructure to make these content more visible and accessible, also to be more secured like things. Like nowadays we have smartphones there, any kind of transaction can be done in UPI. Can esports can be incorporated with that apps kind of thing?
Yeah, microtransaction, all things are now most of advanced in mobile. And even we can do the ONDC stuff, and we can have a separate private marketplace for Android or PC or anything, and connect these interconnected transactions to make it. So it's all up to you guys. You can build your own platform with all the open source stuff and provide the APIs to the developers so they can integrate and publish on your platform as well. So there is a huge chance and potential to there. So finally, if there is no more question, I want to ask one more question to Deepu. See, what's next? Simple and humble. So where we are going next?
So as you all know, MuLearn is not just some events. We always have a continuity. And MuLearn is setting up the continuity path for any interest group that we start. And here for esports gaming, that is, we are starting an interest group here. So it has a 3-layer protocol that powers continuous learning for the people and give them direction and opportunities. So first thing is setting up the stakeholders and have a stakeholder meeting. That is how we start any interest group. And that is what you have seen today. Different types of stakeholders in the gaming industry is here. And then we actually form the think tank group. Think tank group is the representatives from these different people. They decide to meet every month 1 hour to see what is happening and plan for what should we do next. So I request all of you and bring more people to the think tank group and decide on the time and location. It will be an online meeting. The day, for example, first Saturdays or first Wednesdays, the gaming community think tank meet. Second one is deciding on the learning path towards opportunities. That is what he rightly said, like in the gamers, that is they do not know like where to go, right? How to step in. So what we do is like for each interest group, we have a learning path. There might be different mind maps that we say like from this, if you choose this path, this is where you go. And so establishing this thing and some learning materials or connects to the place where they can go and learn. So it is not about creating courses, but like those who have courses, they come there and do that. And I think Tilted U is starting with that learning materials and all those things, yeah. But moreover, proof of work is the key. Not just a course and a certificate. That is, what should they show public that can be peer weighted to state that they have attained this thing. So we have to decide that think tank group, discuss on the learning path and decide what is the proof of work. Just to give you an example, if it is in web development, we say like they have to go and make a T-shop online and make a website and make it live so that people start using it, where you gain your karma points. So similarly, in this verticals, what is the proof of work and define on the karma points on that. And then and have a event path. We already have the simulation.gg that will be the competition that actually people come together on an annual basis and celebrate this interest group. One more point, each interest group normally has an impact project. So that these people who come there, they will come and work together towards that. And MuLearn is also a game where we want to measure all these matrices, the retention, all those things inside the game and eventually build the Muverse. That is the 7th level where the people come there, gain karma points and reach, where they currently get access to jobs, currently get access to investment as well as gig works. We want to make all the karma points, all the badges, all the skills that they gain, that as their superpowers and play a game, once they reach Muverse, where 3 different verticals compete within each other. One is the creative clan, which all these things comes under. That is, there are a set of creative people, students who actually level up and get there. So they form there as the league. Second one is the coders. Coders is the second league. They gain karma points and all those things and reach there. And third one is the makers. Makers are the one actually who actually do IoT, robotics and all those. These are the 3 different verticals that we broadly classify. So the aim of the people who reach Muverse will be to build their clan by helping them learn their area and get there. And we want actually to build a game in that which they use these karma points, use these activities as their powers to compete between each other. So that is the game that we envision as the Impact Project. And coming years, I hope like that will be one esports game that we actually conduct. And people cannot reach there without, it is not just like simple game, it is just like creating value for themselves and setting the career path through the Muverse game.
Great. It is a great vision and all the best, and we will together will do it. Thank you.
So just decide on a day that all of us can,
Sure.
it can be a Saturday or a Sunday or a working day.
Sure.
Just
We will.
decide and find this. And we will arrange our time availability based on that.
Sure. So, if there is no more questions or anything, shall we conclude? I invite.
Anupa Mika, the CEO of Startup Mission, he was supposed to be here, but unfortunately the minister had a meeting with him at Kottarakara and he was insisted he has to be there. So he sent the apology. And then like those who have came here to meet him, that is we can connect to him online. But we have Ashok Kurian Panjikaran representing Startup Mission. I just want you to have a word before we officially conclude. Yeah, Ashok.
Thanks, Devu. I was telling Sarju sir that this is for me. Something he is trying to cooking up. So great to see a great crowd and definitely great people together. Great work, Nikhil and all the other people. So I represent Kerala Startup Mission. I'm part of Kerala Startup Mission. So ഇത്രയും ഗെയിം ഡെവലപ്പ് ചെയ്യാൻ വന്നവരാണോ എന്ന് എനിക്കറിയില്ല. But great to see you people together. And from Startup Mission's part, we will be very glad to support each of you. Even it's a gaming part or if it's a coding thing, so any creative stuff you bring to the table, we will try to help you to scale that. Let's see major games come from these meetings or something like that. May not be or maybe, but let's see. All the best. Thank you.
So I have nothing written in the script for this part. We have a doubt? Okay, we have one more doubt actually.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thanks for buying me time to make a script.
You're welcome. Hello. Yeah. This is a very interesting concept to bring this to our college. So even if students who are members of MuLearn or others who are maybe willing to join MuLearn, they might not be so technically upfront. They might not be willing to get started with this. So if I bring, like Deepachetan told about the gamification factor, if I bring this to my college, my campus, so I can get more students to join MuLearn and also the gaming community. As far as I know, there are plenty of students interested in gaming and all. So how can I implement this on a college level to bring all these things, all these technology and taking an initiative, maybe a campaign, perhaps not just in my college, in my district. So like if my college is in Thrissur, so if the people or the resources are arriving from Trivandrum, it can be utilized for one whole week in all the campuses across Thrissur. So sort of a campaign. And can we do something like that to bring it forward? And by when can this initiative be brought to life?
Your name?
Suleiman.
Suleiman, it's a great thought.
Sorry, Sinan Suleiman.
Sinan Suleiman.
Yeah.
Right? It's a great thought. The same way we are thinking it. So we, basically the governing council of this MuPlay.gg, Jaden and a lot of people are thinking about how we can, come to colleges and form MuPlay.gg community there, how help them to learn how to develop games, how to play well, competition, everything. So definitely you can be in touch with us. So we will definitely help you to get this sorted out. And we have a group, WhatsApp group, and you can collect the information from Jaden and you can join there, you can ask this question there. So we will dedicatedly put some 2 or 3 MuLearn, interns or the fellows to help you to set up everything there. So all this can be possible. And it's a great thought and we will be there to help you out. Deepu, you want to add anything?
Yeah, basically, we will have interest group. We will have the there will be a dedicated place in a campus where these people can meet and do things. And there are certain activities that is coming on the way where we could start the campaign, for sure.
Yeah. Thank you so much for the response.
And one more thing, on the last Permute is the annual event of MuLearn, where we define what we plan for the next year and also celebrate what we have done. So on the last Permute, we decided we will have a esports club. And today I'm so proud to have all these people here to grace us for that occasion. And it is a great way to launch the esports thing. And I humbly request all of you to be part of the MuPlay.gg governing council so that we can plan and do things together. Collaboration is the main, and having the conversation together is also the thing. So I invite all of you to be part of the governing council of this.
So we invite anybody want to be part of this council and wanted to help us to set up here. And this entire job is done by that fantastic team from the top to bottom. Everything they did by themselves with the resources they have. So great. Over to you.
Let me just summarize what Play.gg actually is. If you want to play games, Play.gg is letting you play more games. If you want to sell games, Play.gg is letting you not just sell the game but the idea. If you want to build games, Play.gg is where you go to learn, to connect and to build a game. And with that, I would just like to give a small shout out to a guy who came here just because I said, we are having a lot of big people come here. He's in 10th standard. He's an avid gamer. He plays games a lot. He's still playing a game because he doesn't understand the political things happening around. So we all are like that. Even when something happens to us, we keep gaming. Gaming helps us hide our emotions. Gaming helps us change our emotions. One day, what if gaming revolutionizes the world, like literature and stuff? What if games start revolutionizing India? So I don't know what's going to happen next, but this is us winding up. Before we wind up, I'll play a short video about a book that's been written by Sir here. So I'll show a short video of it. So please.
So, Deepak, please come. You want to say, because he's actually creating a legendary comic series and which can be something that we can be proud of in future. So whenever we do something, we want to aspire building something towards the globe, not in a local game. So he's someone who has big dreams.
Yeah. Hello, I'm Deepak. It's very simple. I want to be a filmmaker. I want to bring some original content from our Kerala. So what I did is I know how to draw, and I met my my working partner, Mr. Manu, who's actually the creator of Manjadi, Pupi, and Katu. I know you are all grown up with that, and we both are actually great fans of Asterix. That we later found out that, and like if Gostini and Uderso can put out an Asterix and Obelix, why can't we tell a story from our backyard? Yes, I mean truly from our backyard, because there is a comic book, like he said, there is a table outside and there is a comic book on it, and it is not just a comic book. It will be a movie, I hope, fingers crossed, and there will be games coming out from it one day. And the whole concept is all about our pepper, the pepper trade, and the legendary salt spice trade. And so that's it. Enjoy the book. I bought very few copies, like 20 copies or 30 copies out there. And yeah, that's it. There's a small video about the...
1450. A war broke out. 1450. A war broke out on the high seas. A hunt began for a man and his maps. Winds of greed and an armada of ships chased after him to find out the mysterious spice lands. But he came with the winds of trust against the arrows and fire, all for a big game. Savior of the sailors, enemy of the pirates, he rules the sea. Battle of the Winds, the legend of Ahmed ibn Majid. Remember the time you paid your first video game?
First ever.